Hey, I wanted to talk a little bit about the neurotransmitters in our brains and how, if you've heard the term neuroplasticity, that means that they are flexible, they are changeable, the pathways in our brains. So we have basically superhighways in our brains of thoughts and patterns of behavior that we have repeated over and over in our lives. And so those superhighways are really easy to kind of fall into the groove of. So if you imagine even water running down a hill and there's already some big streams or some big valleys or gullies, that's where the water is going to kind of go automatically. So if you imagine that you have an experience outside in your life, something kind of triggers you, not necessarily like a major trauma trigger, but even just, a small thing like somebody, cuts you off in traffic. And if you've had the pattern of fear around that, maybe from a trauma in the past, or maybe just from a pattern of behavior that you're going to get really angry or really stressed or start screaming at the person, then that automatic response is going to be the really easy one to fall into. You're going to automatically fall into that groove or that superhighway where you have been so many times before. And so the beauty of our brains is that we can get off those superhighways, and every time we get off the superhighways, we are actually creating new neural pathways. And so even if you get off, I tell people this all the time, even if you get off the exit because you recognize you're on the superhighway getting angry, and you get off for a second and you're able to breathe and calm down and think about something positive, even if you get back on at the next light, the next entrance to the highway, it's still successful because you have gotten off and you've created that exit ramp. And every time that you can create a new pathway, a new pattern, a new choice, a new emotion, a new vibration, you are retraining your brain to act differently and to have other choices, other roads that you can travel. And so it's really important to just be vigilant and intentional. It's not hard work, but it is a process of being purposeful as much as possible and choosing your thoughts, choosing your behavior. And every time that you can choose something different or positive, you will create new pathways, new choices for your behavior, your thoughts to go. And every time that you practice a positive vibration or a positive thought or a positive emotion, you are making those pathways more intense, more like superhighways, more well-traveled roads. So if you want to practice with me just for a moment, taking a big breath in, holding, exhaling slowly, releasing your breath, releasing any tension and releasing thought. And then think about something that makes you feel good. So I'm right now in the sun and I'm just feeling the sun on my skin and just loving that and feeling super grateful. So I'm feeling the energy, the vibration of gratitude for the sun shining on me right now. And if I can hold that vibration of gratitude even for a few seconds, I am training my brain to have that pathway more accessible, more available. And every time that I can do that within my day for a few seconds, a few minutes, I am reinforcing those pathways of gratitude, reinforcing those pathways of, it's so amazing to be in the sunshine and I feel really good and my body feels really good. And so there is all this neuroscience that backs up the metaphysical idea of purposely being in a positive emotion, a positive vibration that will then vibrate through your body, through your system, through your brain, through your unconscious mind, which is a big part of that, automatic getting on those pathways automatically without choosing it. The unconscious mind will do that. But if we can create really amazing pathways of gratitude and love and joy, then those are going to start to happen more automatically as well with our unconscious mind. And this is also, again, an energy psychology bit to this neuropsychology, is that when our body vibrates at gratitude, now I'm feeling gratitude in all that space, that makes up all the matter in my body, that's 99.99% space, that frequency that I'm holding in my body is also going out into the quantum field around me. And so the quantum field around me is absorbing this gratitude. And so I'm giving the gift of gratitude back to the sun when I thank the sun, and into the space around me. And as I'm doing that, there is a magnet that will, not only from my own neurotransmission and my own body, recreate that, but I'm putting it out into the field, and therefore the field will give it back to me. And that's also proven scientifically with quantum physics. And so it's really just understanding that the more we choose these positive emotions and vibrations, and the more we practice them and train our bodies and brains to feel them, the more that we get to experience that amazing gift of life, of positive frequency and vibration. Which again doesn't mean don't feel your negative feelings in your shadow. That's really important too, not to just shove that stuff down. But in the moments when you have a choice of just kind of being blah, or feeling grateful and gratitude and putting that out into the field, choose the gratitude, and retrain your brain to follow those amazing pathways that make you feel better and that create more positive outcomes in your life. All right, hope this helps. Have a good day. And one more thing on that, P.S. I wanted to mention that you can also reinforce those positive feelings. So with tapping from one side of your body to the other, this comes from EMDR, which is eye movement desensitization reprocessing, which we'll talk about later. I'll do another video on that. But there's a part of that where there's a resource development where you do this positive emotion tapping, where you reinforce the positive emotion, just like 10 or 15 times back and forth while you're holding that vibration of positivity. And that actually connects the two sides of your brain and makes that pathway even stronger, and really reinforces it in the moment when you can feel that back and forth. So you can tap with your feet, you can walk and do it, you can do a butterfly hug where you cross, I'm holding the phone so it makes it a little hard, but to tap with one hand then the other across, and that will actually make that neural pathway go from one side of your brain to the other and reinforce it even more. And that's a way to, all the time during your day, when you just take a few seconds and do that, you are just retraining your whole system to have that positive energy. And in EMDR, it's resource development because it's something you can call on later when you are doing some shadow work or hard work or thinking about things. You can take breaks from that hard work and do some of this positive to bring you back into a positive energy and emotion. All right.